Hi, and welcome back to the Save It for Parts channel. In a previous video, I took this old 1980s sandbox and turned it into a working motorboat. Now, when I filmed the last video, I had sent in my application to register this as a legal, state-registered motorboat. And I had heard from someone that if you have a registration in progress, it's fine to take it out as long as you've got your receipts and stuff to prove that you've sent in your application, and you can take your boat out and drive it around. Now, since filming that original video quite a while back, we've run into a few little hitches with that application. In the past, I've always registered my boats with the Minnesota DNR. You can do it at the DMV, but you always get some 16-year-old kid who looks at you blankly, doesn't know what a boat is, and doesn't know what the paperwork is for a boat. So I always go with the DNR, because they're pretty great. They register stuff that I've bought with a napkin for a bill of sale. They've registered stuff that I've built out of barrels and pallets. As long as you give them their licensing fee, they're happy to register pretty much whatever. Now, this is the first time that they've actually asked for more info. I sent in the form here for Tuggy, filled out as much as I could, and they bounced it back and they said basically, what the heck is a Tuggy? We're going to need some proof that this exists. We're going to know what you built it out of, etc., etc. So I'm going to have to go out and take some pictures, let them know that I found it on the side of the road, that it's made out of a dumpster dive sandbox, and hopefully they're okay with that and they'll actually give me the registration numbers. They sent my check back again. They still don't like Tuggy. Alright, so apparently this is not considered a homemade watercraft because it's a sandbox? I don't know. I'm going to have to call them about this and see if I can talk them into it. What would you guys need to consider it a boat?
Here at the DNR, when we're thinking of raw materials, we're thinking of, okay, this person is building a boat from lumber that was purchased, and I guess that's kind of what we're thinking as far as a homemade boat goes. He also wanted me to indicate on there that that item is not being used for its intended purpose. And then one other thing, he actually got in contact with enforcement here, Coast Guard, documented vessels and such like that, and even then would not consider it a homemade watercraft.
A couple years ago I built a boat. We just basically put some pallets on some barrels and we registered that. They said that was just fine. Barrels aren't being used for their intended purpose. They're just 50-gallon drums and they've got some scrap wood on top, and they said, yeah, that's a boat.
I guess what I would have to come back with, did not like it just because it was made out of blown plastic, or I guess that's not the right term. Just the fact that the plastic was pre-molded. So you can't just make a watercraft out of something that's already pre-made into something else.
How is that different than 50-gallon barrels?
So it's barrels, and you buy the pellets, and you put the pellets on top. So it's raw materials you're buying to make this watercraft or homemade, where this other sandbox, it's a sandbox. In regards to what we try to do, it clearly is a sandbox. And we pass it along to the right people, and they all came to the conclusion that this is a retrofit, that we're not able to register it.
I guess I'm still not sure what the difference is between this and some 50-gallon drums bolted onto pallets.
And again, that's because you're putting raw materials together, where a sandbox is a sandbox. It's not raw material.
Okay, well, I'd say a barrel is a barrel. It's made to, they were made to hold soap, the ones I got. They were never made to be a boat.
You put that raw material with pellets, which is another raw material, and then you made it into a homemade sort of watercraft. But then again, you have the point of the sandbox, which is not a raw material. It's manufactured into a sandbox. It doesn't meet the requirement of homemade, and unfortunately for this sandbox, it does not meet the requirements of a homemade.
I guess I just don't understand the difference. If you know, some of the other homemade boats I've seen are, you know, they're obviously made out of something else that was never intended to be a boat. It just happens to be a buoyant.
Raw materials can be raw materials. I'm just giving you the definition of what we go by, which is raw materials made, put together to make a homemade watercraft. No matter how much you want to fight it, unfortunately, again, we passed this on to enforcement to take a look, and they too said this should not be registered as a homemade watercraft, as it's retrofit.
So if I took some fiberglass and made a boat that looked just like this, you'd be fine with that. But since I found a Tuggy in a dumpster and put some foam on it, you're not okay with it.
If you can prove to us that you bought the raw materials, because you should have to show receipts.
Is it illegal to use found materials for a boat?
So again, it depends on what you say in your statement of facts, and also if you have receipts.
Okay, so again, let's say I take the Tuggy off, I take the sandbox off, and I've got the slab of styrofoam, and I put a sheet of plywood on top of the styrofoam, and I slap the trolling motor on that. Can I register that?
Yeah, if you feel that you're safe on it and you feel it's going to float, if that's, again, that's raw materials, so yeah, that would be considered homemade.
All right, and then if a Tuggy happens to be sitting on top of that styrofoam when it's when the Coast Guard pulls over.
Let's not talk about that one anymore. Let's move that out of the picture, because there's no way that Tuggy's going to go in the picture. Other people are going to say, oh yeah, I'm going to do the same thing, and then, oh, what if theirs doesn't work, and then that falls apart, and everything comes down, and then now we get everybody saying, well, why do you guys register it when you guys know it's not safe? Well, again, it's like we don't know if it's safe or not. It's up to the owner. And again, if we feel that it's not safe, we send it off to enforcement. Enforcement would take it up to United States Coast Guard, which is federal government, and then they would then say, this one is not safe or this one is safe. Let's not use that sandbox. Use something else, such as, you know, make a canoe or a kayak or a watercraft out of aluminum or fiberglass. Mold one, and then just register that.
So let's say if I molded it out of 50-gallon barrels, if I took some barrels and shaped those into a canoe hull, even though I've used an existing product and shaped it into something else, would that be a boat then?
Yeah, as long as you, like those drums, where did you obtain them? Get us receipts, show that, hey, you bought it from.
Okay, well again, what if it's something I found in the trash?
You just put in there that you got the drums from dumpster diving, but you take a look at photos, do they look like drums? Do they look like they're plastic drums that was originally manufactured as drums, and you come up, made them to a canoe? That's fine by me. So main goal, don't retrofit anything. Retrofitting is not gonna go under the category of homemade.
Okay, all right, well, I shouldn't ask you about my other project then, to put a bike on a surfboard, but I guess I won't bother registering that one.
So there are stuff like that out there. I believe as of right now, I don't know if we even registered those yet.
All right. Well, I guess I'll turn my sandbox into a planter or something and just make something else then.
Alrighty.
All right. Well, thank you.
Yeah. Have a good day.
Yeah. All right. So apparently, Tuggy here is not a real boat. If I didn't have the Tuggy on top and just had this styrofoam and plastic with a motor, that would be a real boat, and the DNR would apparently be fine with that because reasons. But apparently, a dumpster dived sandbox is not a raw material because it is an existing product, whereas a barrel stuck on a pallet are not existing products and can be a boat. I don't know. It doesn't really make any sense to me, but it sounds like they're basically telling me I can go f myself, and they're not going to register Tuggy no matter how I try to weasel around it. I know people have made and successfully registered these as boats in other states. I guess the moral of the story is don't try to do this in Minnesota. So I don't really know what to do with Tuggy anymore. Throw some suggestions in the comments below. Maybe a Viking funeral, maybe target practice for torpedoes launched from some other boat. I don't know, but if you have any ideas, let me know, and you may or may not see Tuggy in a future video. If I can't take it out again, I might just have to get rid of it. You can always tune into my other videos for other homemade boats that the DNR is okay with, and fixing up random boats and whatnot. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.